So hey, how's it going guys? Welcome to my next video. In this video, we'll be learning how to perfectly lube, disassemble and assemble your Moyu Pyraminx. So let's get started. Okay, so I've been thinking for quite a while to make this video just because Pyraminx is kinda like my main event and I got a couple of requests on doing this. So I just decided let me just go ahead and do it. Okay, so we're gonna keep these three Pyraminxes away for the moment. And here is the Moyu Pyraminx. So the shades on this are the Cubicle Fulbrights. And that's pretty much it, so we're gonna get started. So before getting into the actual process, there are a couple of stuff that you require. A cleaning solution if you want to clean your cube. This isn't necessary, so that's there. Some Vaseline if you want your cube to look glossy and stuff. Some Moyu lube and any lube that you prefer. And then you need a few screwdrivers for removing the tips off, and gloves if you don't want to get your hands messy. So that's it, and now we'll just get into the process. Okay, so the way I like to disassemble my Pyraminx is to take off the center caps, I mean the tips first. Okay, so we're gonna be organized. So just set all your chips aside. And now we have this. So now you just wanna get your screwdriver right in there and loosen Now you wanna get your screwdriver right in and loosen up the screw so that it comes out. That seems loose enough, like there. And these pieces must just come out like that. So just turn your Pyraminx and just do the same for all the sides. Okay, so once you disassemble your Pyraminx, you gotta have these many pieces. So we have our core here, the center caps with the screws and the washers and the springs still inside them, our tips and our edge pieces. Okay, so the way I like to lube is I like to start off with my center pieces. So let's just take one center. And we're gonna pop the top part off. So you want to be really careful with your Pyraminx this time because it has this ball bearing and screw right over there which goes in there. So yeah, so you want to carefully remove your screw which has your washer and the spring. And now if you want, you can just put your gloves on if you just don't want to get your hands messy because we're going to be lubing our puzzle right now. So yeah, so I've got my gloves on and I'm just going to be taking some of the lube that I have here and I'm just going to drop it on the board over here. So now I'm just gonna go with my finger, my gloves, and I'm just gonna lube the screw all over, like that. Just give it a considerable amount of lube because screws are really important. So there we go. And now you just wanna place this aside and let it rest for a while. You wanna take your lube once again and put some inside that hole over there like that, just a drop, and then just work it around. Just shake it a little bit and it should just get out evenly in there. So what you want to do next is you want to take this kind of piece again, put in the screw and put it in. And here's where most people make a mistake by forgetting to put their ball bearing. So then we take our ball bearing and put it inside that place. So you want to take a little more lube and put it on the ball bearing, and then just take some more lube and put it on these parts of your puzzle, and then just put it in, and we have our first centerpiece ready. So I'm just going to demonstrate one more center, and then I'm just going to speed it up. So the first thing that you do is take out this piece and separate your screws, springs and washers from this piece. The next thing is you have to get your ball bearing out. So you get a screw and the ball bearing. Just keep them safely, don't lose your ball bearing. So what we do next is you just take some of your lube. You just take some of your lube and put it all over the screws right down there, on the spring, the washer, like that. And then what you do is you take some of your lube and put it inside your centerpiece, just a drop, and you just kind of work it out, work it around the piece, and then you get back your spring and the screw and put it back inside and just place it aside for a while. Take your ball bearings spring and put it in this hole that we have here, that second hole. Just put it inside, take your ball bearing, just put it out there, just give it some lube, and then you just want to lube all over your piece over here, and then just put your screw set back in place. So that's pretty much it. Now I'm just gonna speed it up. Okay, so once you're done with all your centerpieces, you just want to set them aside and allow them to rest, and you want to get into your core. And when working with your core, you want to be really careful because you don't want to mess anything up. So if you have a waste cloth or some tissue paper, you just want to clean up the core a little bit like that, and then you just want to take some more lube and then just work it around. Don't over lube your core because that will spoil your puzzle. Just a little bit, and there's our core that's ready. And now you want to go to your edge pieces. So with the edges, I just do a simple thing. I just lube on both sides, on the faces and on these edge parts like that. So we have totally 6 edges. You don't want to do it for all of them. We do it for any 3 edges, and that'll just spread around the cube, because if you do all your 6 edges, your cube is gonna feel really gummy and it's gonna feel like you've over lubed it. So I'm just gonna be doing 3 edges. If you want, though, you can lube all 6 of them. It's just that I don't like to do that. Okay, so that's it for the lubing process. Now we're going to be assembling our cube back. So the way we do this is we take our core, put it on the ground, take any one edge or the centerpiece, and then just leave the core inside, stick it downstairs like that, and you want to tighten your screws to the maximum level possible. We're going to be taking care of the tensions later. So first of all, you want to tighten them as much as you can. So next step. So we're going with our next center. I'm guessing this is the right orientation. No, it isn't. Okay, so just make sure your orientation is right. So just put up the second center and just screw it down again to the maximum level possible, because we'll be taking care of the tensions later. We'll be loosening it according to our needs later. So there we go. We've got 2 of our centers. So we're going with our third center right there. Let's put it in. And again, just screw it all the way down. So done with 3 of them. You can see how tight they are. So last but not least, edge piece, and then just screw it up again. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the main core assembly. So one final time, you just wanna go ahead and make sure you've tightened the cores as much as you can, because the reason we do this is to attain equal tensions on all sides. So firstly, we just tighten all of the sides. So now all the sides are roughly of the equal tensions, and now we loosen it and we count the number of turns we make. So for example, over here, I'm gonna be loosening it once and twice. So two spins the other way. So we're gonna do 2 spins the other way over here also. So 2 spins here. So 2 more spins here. So that's done. 2 spins. Okay, so roughly about the same tensions, and I'm just gonna check whether I can put in my edge pieces at this point of time. They seem still tight, so I'm gonna be loosening them some more. This time 1 spin. I don't want to loosen them too much that they fall off. Just 1 spin. Okay, I'm guessing our edge pieces should be going in right now. So there we go. So just quickly put in all your edge pieces like that. So one side done. The top part. Okay, so we're just roughly done with everything right now. So you can just feel your puzzle, feel if the tensions are alright for you. They seem good enough for me. If you want, you can just loosen your tensions later. So right now, if you want, you can loosen your tensions later. So right now, I'm just gonna be assembling this completely. So the final part is just to add in your tips like they were, and just like that. So there we have a perfectly lubed Pyraminx. So once this is done, what you can do is just take some cleaning solution and apply it on your cloth like that, and then just take it around the whole cube. Just give it a quick rinse, just like that. Just put it in your cloth and then just clean it on all sides, because there's gonna be some lube coming out of your puzzle, which is gonna make your cube a little bit greasy. So that's it. So we've got our Pyraminx all cleaned up and really good. You guys can actually hear it, and it does feel really smooth. And this is my main Pyraminx, and that is pretty much it for this video. If you like the video, do comment, like and subscribe. It does help me a lot. Also follow me on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. All links in the description below. If you want any video, feel free to request. That's it from me guys. Bye.